Thank you for watching, and remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for your support.
We still have millions in the Northeast and the South dealing with the aftermath of flooding. One big concern for them will be their vehicles. Coming up on America's Morning Headquarters, what you need to know about getting your car back in working order after it's been filled with flood water. Time for your in or out forecast, where you should plan indoor or outdoor. I'd say indoor activities in Orlando. You're going to have those afternoon thunderstorms building through, but Watertown, New York, absolutely beautiful. You've got some clouds around to start out your morning.
Rain for Kansas.
Yeah, Dr. Postel, it feels like terrible timing as you head into the weekend, of course. But the good news is, stick with the Weather Channel, and we'll tell you when it's going to clear up. Because it's not going to be storming and raining constantly, but you're going to have to plan around it.
Indeed.
Yeah,
you need that forecast, not just the nowcast, but the forecast.
You need the forecast. You need to know what's going on, and you need to have some fun with us. Come hang out with us,
The
guys.
rage clock is on.
The rage clock is on to your Labor Day weekend. Let's talk about it. Dr. Postel, he's a silly man. We're going to see this whole system continuing to push eastward as this front sweeps through the Mississippi Valley, the Ohio Valley. You're getting those showers and storms. As mentioned, though, it's not going to be a constant thing. It's just going to be something you got to plan around. Dr. Postel showed you this. I'll show it to you again, the risk of flash flooding Saturday, because it can get kind of tricky when you're in those kind of a change in elevation areas like through the Ozark Plateau. Those low-lying flood-prone places certainly could be dealing with some flash flooding tomorrow. This is what it's looking like. You've got those showers and storms spread out from Lake Michigan down through the mid-Mississippi Valley. By Sunday, that pushes southward. Places like Memphis, Charleston, Pittsburgh getting in that chance for scattered showers and storms. More rain moving in for Pittsburgh. I know that's the last thing you want to hear as we're trying to get those rivers to recede. Of course, that takes a little while longer. The good news is by Monday, Pittsburgh, that rain will clear out for you. Now, Kelly, it's not just the Northeast, that's still cleaning up. Obviously, along the Gulf Coast, we are still dealing with what is left behind after Ida.
And even when it's not
a major hurricane, a major storm in the Gulf of Mexico, and all of that kind of buzz lasts around it as it makes landfall. But then quite often it loses its steam, it gets kind of washed out, and you don't see these deadly impacts once it moves inland. But that was not the case with Ida. Feeling the impacts. Take a look at our power outage tracker right now. Now, this number that you're seeing here, just over 960,000, well, that represents customers. And of course, a customer is a home. So each home could, or usually does, have more than one person in it. So we're talking about more than 862,000 people in Louisiana still suffering with no electricity. More than 27 in Pennsylvania, more than 22 there in Mississippi. Some of the higher totals around and north of Philly. You can see there where you're seeing that yellow, 10 to 20,000 people there north of Philly on the north side suburbs. They're still without power. This is what it looks like as Ida is making landfall on Sunday around Port Fourchon, Louisiana, as a Category 4 storm. You can see the eye making landfall there. And then what happens is it stays a major hurricane for hours initially, but then it eventually loses those hurricane strength winds. But what it does not lose is the tropical moisture characteristics as it moves through the southern Ohio Valley, the northern Appalachians, up through the Hudson Valley, and this resulted in deadly flooding across the Northeast and just terrible damage that we've been seeing those images coming out. It's just unreal images. It wasn't just the flooding that caused issues, though. Take a look at some of these tornado reports that we got September 1st and 2nd. That EF3 tornado in Mullica Hills just absolutely ripping apart a whole neighborhood. And EF0 there on the Cape around Dennis. So, far-reaching impacts, an array of impacts from this system. Here is what we saw in terms of rainfall for the past 3 days. Everywhere where you're seeing the red, that's 8 to 12 inches. Newark, New Jersey having its wettest day on record with over 8 inches of rain. Some of the other totals, Ringgold, New Jersey, nearly 10 inches there. Staten Island, 9.64 inches. Coatesville, Pennsylvania, well over a half foot of rain. You can see Newark's total there. New York and Central Park, second wettest September day ever, 7 or more than 7 inches. So we are just talking about impressive rainfall totals. Newark, New Jersey, as I mentioned, wettest day on record was September 1st this year. Absolutely. This is what blows my mind, Dr. Postel. We beat the old record set back in 1977 by more than 1.5 inches. We didn't just kind of beat it, we smashed it.
Yeah, and Felicia, so much of that, as you know.